sir. Thank you for the opportunity to deliver the lecture on programming languages and basic instructions. Sir, can you able to see my screen?
Yes, ma'am. It's visible.
So, good morning, everyone. So, my title is Programming Languages and Basic Instructions. So, today I am going to discuss about what is PLC, what is PLC programming language, and how the PLC programming languages were formed, and which PLC programming language to choose. So, the basic instructions such as load or input instruction, store or output instruction, set or reset instruction, and the other basic instructions and other PLC instructions, ladder diagram, functional block diagram, structure test, instruction list, and sequential function chart. So PLC, it is a programmable language, and this can be also called as a programmable controller. It is mainly used in industrial digital computer. It is mainly used as a industrial digital computer, and it has been mainly used for the control of manufacturing processes. So it mainly requires high reliability, ease of programming, and the process fault diagnosis. So all the automation is possible by means of PLC. In industries, the automation is mainly possible because of PLC and the DCS. And PLC is an exact example for hard real-time system. So here the output results will be produced in response to the input conditions within a limited time. So based on the input conditions, what we are giving, and according to that, it can produce the output. So it is a formal language which consists of many set of instruction and also produces various kinds of outputs based on the programming, what we are doing, what we are programming. So the programming languages is mainly used in computer programming, which is used to implement the algorithm. And most of the programming languages will consist of instructions for computers. So whatever the sequence we have to execute in the automation, so we have to write the programming, and that has to be implemented in the software. So based on the algorithm what we have developed, accordingly and based on the input condition, it can produces the output. So this is a basic introduction behind the PLC. And next is, what is PLC programming languages? It is a formal language which consists of many set of instruction, and it can produce various kinds of output for updating the system. So that is about the PLC programming language. It can allow for such updates and are often written on a PC. PC means personal computer here, and that can be transferred via cable or USB to the PLC itself. So all the programming, we have to download the exact software based on the type of PLC what we are using. For example, if it is a Siemens PLC, normally we can prefer a logo software. So suppose if it is a Mitsubishi PLC, we can go for a GX developer. So like that, for each vendor, they are having a specific software package. So what is the PLC we are procuring? Accordingly, we have to procure the software package, and that has to be installed in the PC. So then it will be connected with the PLC unit. The PC will be interfaced with the PLC unit, and all the programming can be done in the software. And based on the programming, it can be transferred to the PLC unit, and also the real-time setup is also connected with the PLC unit. So whatever the coding we are writing, that will be directly transferred to the PLC, and the PLC, from the PLC, by adjusting the input, we can able to find out what is the output in either in the real time or in the kit itself. So depending upon our application, we have to write the program. So for example, if you want to control the motor only in the forward direction, we have to write the coding like that. So based on our coding and based on our input condition, it can produces the output. So for that only we are going for the programming languages. Normally all the programs what we are coding, what we are writing, that will be normally stored in the non-volatile memory, which mainly used to ensure the processes they are designed to control or continue to run smoothly. So next, how the PLC programming languages were formed. And the PLC programming languages is mainly standardized by IEC 61131. It is an industrial standard, And normally IEC stands for International Electrotechnical Commission. So they have introduced the different types of programming standards, programming languages as a standard. So it is a third part of the IEC 61131. So 61131 :3 is the third part of the IEC 61131, which mainly deals with the basic software architecture and programming languages, which is used for control the program within a programmable logic controller. This mainly defines 3 graphical and 2 textual programming language standards. So the 5 different programming languages normally we are using in industries are ladder diagram, which comes under graphical method. Next is functional block diagram, which comes under graphical method. Structured text comes under textual programming language. Instruction list comes under textual programming languages, and sequential function chart will comes under graphical programming languages. Among all these 5, the ladder logic diagram is very easy to understand and easy to program. So normally people will prefer ladder diagram than the other method. And we can have many number of PLC vendors or manufacturers. So based on the manufacturer, based on the vendor, and what is the package we are procuring, accordingly it can support either 2 languages or 3 languages, or even it can, Schneider PLC can support all 5 languages in the same software itself. So based on the software, the number of programming languages available in the software will get varies. So next is which PLC programming language has to choose. So that is the choice of specific PLC programming languages, which is mainly depends upon the following factors. That is the industry and workplace requirement, and based on the application specific and PLC specification and available software package. That is what I have mentioned earlier. So based on the software package only, we can able to choose the programming languages, and what is the complexity of the task we are going to implement, and the programmer's interest. Suppose if I am interested with the ladder logic, I can directly go with ladder logic. So if I am interested with any other other than ladder language, I can prefer that. So that is about the programmer's interest. So these are all the basic instructions available in PLC, that is load or input instruction. So under that we are having examine if closed and examine if open. So this will comes under relay logic instructions. Next is positive transition sense and negative transition sense. This will comes under input transition sensing. And store or output instruction. So for that we are having output energize, negative output energize, and output latch or set, and output unlatch or reset instructions. So under timer instructions and counter instructions, we are having these type of instructions. So that will be covered by the other staff member, I hope. So the last is the set or reset instructions. So first is load or input instruction. So this is the symbol we are using for load or input instructions. These are all the possible symbols. So the first one is we are having 2 parallel lines. So this will be called as a normally open contact. So here the contact will be active when the control bit is 1. Suppose if you give 1 here, that is the switch is at high, it can produces the contact. The contact will be active and there is a power supply continuation will be available. So the next symbol is a normally closed contact. So this is contact. This contact will be active when the control bit is 0. Initially, it will be in 1 condition. If you make our input as high, it will become 0. That is about normally closed contact. And these two we will normally won't use. The most preferred load input instruction is normally open contact and normally closed contact. So these contact in the rising edge, which is a contact, will be active during a scan cycle. So when the control bit will has a rising edge. So suppose if the control bit will has a falling edge, we can use this contact in the falling edge. These two will be normally used for the specific application. And the most commonly used load or input instruction is normally open and normally closed contact. So initially it will be 0. So whenever if you make high, the control bit will be high, and due to that it can allows the continuity of the connection. And this is initially will be in normally closed contact. So initially it will be in high position. So if you make the input as high, then the control bit will become 0 and it will discontinue the power supply. So next is examine if closed and examine if open condition. That is how it is, the energy is flowing. So this is for examine if closed, we are using this symbol, that is input is on or closed. So if input is on or closed, the energy flow will be available. Suppose if the input is off, in our PLC, we have to make either our input switches high or low. So based on that only the energy flow will be a continuous one or it is a blocked one. So if the input is on or closed, so there is a energy flow continuity will be available. And if the input is off or open, then the energy will be blocked. So this will be in zero condition. So it won't allow any continuation of the signal passing from the one point to the other point. So here the input will be normally off or open. So that time the energy flow will be directly available. And if the input is on or closed, so that time the control bit will becomes 1. So due to that, it can the energy will be blocked. It never allow the energy signal to pass the input switch. So this is about the positive transition sense and negative transition sense. And normally, if the input has changed from off to on, if the input has changed from off to on condition, then there is a continuity of energy flow will be available. And if it is not changing from on to off, the energy will be blocked for positive transition sense. In the case of negative transition sense, if the input has changed from on to off, the energy flow will be available. Whereas if the input did not change from off to on, then the energy will be blocked. So this is for negative transition sense. So next is store or output instruction. So this is a symbol we are using to store the result. That is the result of the logic function will activate the coil. So this is the inverse output instruction. Here the inverse result of the logic function will activate the coil. So here if it is high, if the switch is high, it can use the output as high. And here if the switch is low, then it can produce the output as high. So the result of the logic function will energize the relay when it sets the latch. So this symbol will set the latch when the result of the logic function will energize the relay. And this symbol we can use when the result when it resets the latch. It can reset the latch when the result of the logic function will de-energize the relay. So based on our need, we have to choose any one of these symbol to store or output the instructions. So this is about the output energy symbol. So normally, so this will be, so this part will be called as a rung. Sorry, this will be called as a rung, and this two lines will be called